Alright, welcome to my show. This is Bhubalan. In this video, we're going to talk about Room databases using Kotlin Multiplatform. Actually, we all know that we are building the application for digital diary. But if you don't know about my application, how it's been done, what it's supposed to do kind of things, I already created 2 videos where I discussed like how I created the particular project and what is the theming and etc, which we had discussed in the last video. Just go ahead and see the video if you really wanted to start from the beginning. Otherwise, if you guys only bothering about the Room database, and this is the right place to start with. Okay. So here it's almost a production ready code. Here I have a Room database and also having the Koin for dependency injections. I'm using the Kotlin Multiplatform for UI sharing between Android, iOS and desktop applications. Okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't able to do the demo for web application because Room database is not going to support it for the web application. Okay. So that's the only reason I couldn't able to demo for it. Hopefully they would have accommodate that feature as well if they're really interested in it. Otherwise we have to stick ourselves with only this three different platforms. One is Android, iOS, another one is a desktop. Okay, so to start with Kotlin Multiplatform, all you just have to do is, this is my Compose app. I'm doing most of the changes in my Compose applications only. Compose means, you know, shared code, right? Earlier they called it a shared code, now they call it as a Compose or commonMain, I could say. It's a Compose app. And we have a iOS app for native iOS application and Android app for native Android application. This is a Compose. This code will be shared across all the platforms. Okay, so this is my folder diagram where I have a commonMain. Inside I have a database. I put the entities here, DOs here, and there are a couple of items has to be placed here. Okay, so to start with, we just have to introduce 3 variables: Koin for Koin, and Room database KSP, and a SQLite, and this version has to be matched. And actually I was using the AGP 9.0, I could say, so which is the latest one. If you don't know how to migrate your AGP means Android upgraded plugin 8.14 to 9.0.0, you can refer my video as well. I dedicatedly make that video to make the migration is very easier. So go and refer this video. I'll show my quickly. I'll show you my AGP, like Android graded plugin, which is 9.0. If you're having very less than like 8.14 or something, it may ask you to upgrade the AGP plugins to support this latest version, if at all, if are good. And then you just have to define these libraries, runtime and compiler, and also new SQL bundled. And this one is additional wrapper if you want. It's only used for Android or native. You don't need it for iOS and desktop, I guess. Okay, once it's done, go into the Compose app, build up Gradle, and I have to have this plugins ready to be put it here like a plugin Room database. And also you just have to have these 2 libraries under the common dependencies. And if you go inside the same build.gradle file, if you go inside the dependency which is there all the way down where you have this dependency options, here you just have to say KSP JVM, KSP Android and iOS, and iOS X4 and ARM64, where there and all you just have to add this particular code into it. And then you just have to specify this particular schema under this one as well. Okay, this all has to go under the dependencies, and this has to go here. Once it's done, next is you start defining your entity that we call it as a table. For me, I just define this table like a event information, which I already showed you there, right? So if you go into my main, I can give you this project references for now. Database, you would say this is my entity, I could say table. It has internal references as well, like a primary call, foreign key relationship, and you can able to refer this one if you really required. Otherwise you are good to with your own table. You know how to create a table for yourself, right? You just have to specify entity and give the table name, and you just have to have one primary key that's supposed to be long. Then you can define the columns into it. Once you're done with that, you just have to create the DAO where you can able to access query your particular table and get the result out of it. So you just say, if I created the event info, I want to create an event DAO. I created 2 DAOs for me. One is an event, another one is for reminders. You can see those DAOs here where you can specify the queries here, and it's gonna return the result appropriately. If I queried for a list of information, it's gonna give the things in the form of flow. and there are different if and conditions. There are different SQL operations will be performed here as part of this one, and gonna give the result appropriately. You can go ahead this and see the see those queries if you really wanted it, and if you guys have any question, you can post it here as well. Okay, so once your DO is ready, all you just have to do is we have to concentrate on database constructions. That's more important. Again, for database construction, what I did was I just created this diary room databases, and I'm saying that abstract function, and there are two DOs, right, where I just have to do all my CURD operation. CURD means create, read, update and delete operation. All this operation has to be done through the DO. So that's why I'm saying abstract class, and this is my database name, custom database, and it's supposed to come from the room database. Okay, room database is like the database which we are trying to make it. Okay, then you just have to specify these things constructed by, you just have to give the class which help you to construct a particular database, and then these are the migration strategies. So if you are creating the database newly, you don't have to specify this migration strategy. Otherwise, if you already have a database, you just have to do the migration strategies and how to convert one database, one version to another version, etc., which we can talk later. Okay, here I said specify this app as app database constructor, right? If you go inside the app database constructor, I just say expect and object. Here I just have to say room database constructor. Here I just have to say give my database name which I would like to construct, and you just have to say initializer, and then you just have to give this database name into it. And here you just have to say like no actual for expect, which means whenever we specify any expect in Kotlin Multiplatform, which means all other platform has to provide the implementation, actual implementation for that particular function. Here you don't have to give the actual, because room database or framework will be taking the responsibility of defining how it's supposed to be done. Okay, so it will do the actual implementations, so you don't have to do anything. You just specify suppress no actual for the expect with that particular annotations. Okay, and then once you all done this, then we need to specify how exactly this database has to be built. Actually, so I'm saying that expect, and I'm just specifying it, and then it's gonna gives me the builder that gonna help me to build the direct diary room databases and all. Okay, so now when I specified expect here, as I told you before, each and every individual platform is responsible to provide the actual function for it. This actual function will be provided within this common main itself, you know, right? So Kotlin, if you have a Kotlin, individual platform will be having the individual Kotlin related steps here. So Android Kotlin goes here, iOS Kotlin goes here, and if it's a JVM Kotlin goes here as well. So if you go and see, I have a individual actual function for each platform. So if I go Android, you would see that I'm gonna get the context from the Koin. I'm using the Koin as I told you before. I think I specified the last time, right? Now you just have to instruct the dependency of Koin as well. Okay, so just use the Koin.get, it's gonna give you the context, and then I'm using this function which is specified on the top, where I'm using the context and get the app context, and specifying the database path and the mode and everything, and also having the migration. So it's gonna gives me this builder. So get database builder is gonna give me this database builder for me. We are done with Android now. Then you just have to go to iOS and see how the iOS database been getting built here. So again, goes here, creating the getting the document directory. I'm using this builder to create a particular things here. Get document directory is nothing but this one, using in a file manager, default file manager, your directory. I'm specifying the directory path and everything, and getting the room database out of it. I'm just setting the driver and everything, and giving the builder back to that particular column. Now if you look at same for JVM, this couple of code has to go there. Now everything is ready, but it's in a bit and pieces, right? So we have a builder, but we have a DO there, and these things are there. But how to connect these components together to make a single object or repository, that can be given to the view model, so that view model can happily access the data out of it. That's a key concept. That's where the Koin is come into the picture. So if you look at the repository layer, all I'm taking is only the database, room database. From the room database, I'm gonna access it object.do, then I'm going to get the events here straight away, right? It's a repository, right? The repository is given as an input to the view model. So view model using this repository to access the information. These are the high level informations. Now view model know how to create the repository object, but repository doesn't know how to create this particular digital diary room database. Okay, so let's get into the Koin implementation here. If you go into the commonMain, I have created go here in the commonMain. I have created a dependency injection vi class where I say the shared database and view models. In the view models, I'm just specifying I'm specifying single of, I'm specifying the view model which I'm trying to build it here. Okay, it's kind of built Android where we are giving the responsibility to the Koin to create a object for us. Okay, let's talk about the database model. In the database model, I'm specifying the different object creations here. If somebody asks for digital room database, I'm gonna call get database builder where I specify the expert functions here, right? Each individual platform is defining this one, how to create an exact database in that particular platform and all, right? So it will call that particular one, and then it's gonna set the set query coroutine context as dispatcher.io, then I build it. The build gonna gives me this particular digital room database. Okay, so if somebody asking for a user event DAO, Koin gonna get the room database instance, which ultimately calling this particular functions and get the instance of it, and then it gonna call user event DO, which is being specified here. Okay, and the same thing goes for reminder database as well. If somebody asking for the digital repository is having the instance of user DO, right? First it's going to create the user event DO by using this particular functions, and it's going to call this one, get the instance, create a object of it, and going to give it here, and then digital repository gonna get this particular object, and I'm gonna create an object for this one as well. This is how dependency injections work. So you just have to manipulate like you just have to specify how to create object for this particular object in this model, and then you just have to connect this model into the app.kt. So if you go to the app.kt, I'm just specifying Kotlin platform.default context, get null or null. If it's a null, I'm just saying the start Koin app declaration where I'm specifying the model as a common model. If you go inside the common model will be having a list of because it's gonna add the multiple model together, so becomes a common model. One model is a database model, another one is a view model. Okay, likewise you can specify a number of small models together, and you can combine together and create a such a big model, and you can just invoking it here. Okay, so the way I invoking it is in a app which is common across all different platforms. So one other thing you're supposed to do is, especially for Android, you just have to do one additional step. The first step would be, if you go to the Android main, you just have to create your digital diary application by inheriting from the application, where you just have to call this function. Non-create, you just have to call init call database, which is nothing but as having this one like a global context getter equal to null. You just have to start the Kotlin by specifying the model as a common model, where the common model is almost the same. Okay, this thing is you're supposed to do only for Android, but iOS you don't have to do anything extra. And at the moment you define this digital diary, you just have to have this digital diary linked to your main applications. That's it. If you've done that one, everything is by this time linked together. It did work for iOS without adding any specific code into the iOS related modules or iOS native. The same thing goes for the Windows as well. I can show you the window. In the view model, I'm just creating using this repository digital diary. I'm taking this and inserting this app event into it. I'm gathering the event by using this particular ID and get the event out of it. I'm just printing the events. Here I do see that it's working fine. And follow this documentation and let me know if you guys have any questions. Alright, thank you so much for watching this long video, and keep subscribing to this channel so that you can get upcoming updates of mine, where I'm trying to build or using the navigation 3 framework for my navigation, this particular navigations like digital diary navigation, which I'm going to build one after another. It takes most probably I'll be delivering the video once in a week, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel, where you will get full-fledged end-to-end development with production ready codes. Okay, thank you guys, thank you for your support. Bye bye.